Hey, what's going on? It's Jason Lucchese and welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am so excited that you are here with us today. We're going to be talking about a really cool topic to where what can you do if you are just starting out and you have $5,000 to invest with? Now, what's going to happen here is it's going to be kind of shocking to where we might not actually use all of that $5,000. So if you have less, stay tuned to this because we're not going to use up that whole $5,000. We could actually get you going and help you see results quickly from this video. And alongside me today, you guys see him in a lot of videos now. Mr. Michael Bretthauer is joining me. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. Glad to be here again. And yeah, glad to talk about how pretty much anybody can get started in this business with under $5,000 in their bank.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And some of the top things that we're going to talk about, and we're going to have a really cool thing at the very end that we're going to be giving away as a download, and you're going to not want to miss out on it. Trust me, this is going to be something that you will need, especially after watching today's video for getting started. Or maybe you just have that $5,000 and you want to get started, because I do have folks that come to me and say, hey, Jason, I've got $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. What would you recommend for me to do? So let's hop in and talk about it. Best thing that I would recommend is building up your cash buyers list. Building up your cash buyers list first is going to be the most important part of your business. And one of the best ways that you could do that, if you would like to speed up the process, is I would go and get a list from ListSource of people that have been recently buying properties in your area within the last 90 days. And you could do that pretty easily. We have had videos and we've shown that on the channel before, but that would be a source that I would recommend that you do, is buy that list, get it skip traced. And once you get that list skip traced, now if you want to do it yourself, if you want to do it for free, fastpeoplesearch.com would be one of the sources that we would use if you want to do it for free. Mike could talk a little bit more about the skip tracing stuff.
Yeah, before we get to the skip trace, first let's talk about what we're in the hole so far. So if we get something from...
Yeah, let's do that.
If we get a list, let's talk about two different avenues. Let's talk about ListSource first off. You know, what are we in the hole right now for ListSource if we got a list?
Yeah, and let's do something really cool on this video. We'll put like a little number right here and it'll add up. It'll add up and it'll show you how much, kind of this will cost you to get started. So Mike's not too happy about doing that because he's going to be doing the video edits here. But so let's talk about this. Let's just say we get a small little list of, 350 people. It's going to roughly cost us maybe $90 from that standpoint. So we've got $90, boom, right here. So $90.
But let's not also forget, we can put the list of cash buyers together for free. So we have either or. We've got the $90 if we're going to go ahead and get a serious cash buyers list started.
Yeah, we
can
do it for free. We
can do it for free as well, so that we could put a zero. But I'm not going to, but they'll just keep the 90 up there. But we'll just keep it in mind that you can, and why don't you put a link in the description to our cash buyer video so people can understand different ways that they can find cash buyers. But so $90. So now we're just in the whole $90. Now when it comes to the skip tracing, like Jason had asked, that's usually another expense that we have to take on. Now, when you're talking about one-off skip trace and you're just doing one here or there, or maybe you have a small list of 15, 20 people that you want to skip trace.
Let's go with the thing here. So we've got 300, let's just say, so the $90 that we have so far, that's from 350 people. Let's say they go and find somebody, like right now, a skip trace for that amount would probably be what? 22 to 23 cents.
You can get it done for 15 cents. I know a guy right now doing 15 cents a skip trace.
Okay, so we're at 15 cents per, so that's another $52.50 that we would add on there. So when we do that, we add up, we're at $142.50. So this number right here is now changing, which Mike does not like those edits.
Probably just swooped out of the way.
It's swooped out. So we're at $142.50 right now.
Okay. So, and now what we're putting together with $142.50, right, is this list of people that are going to buy property. And it's not just some, hodgepodge of, hey, hopefully these people buy. This is a series of, hey, as soon as I get something under contract, these are the people that are going to jump on that opportunity. So in 2 weeks or less, I can close on the property.
Yeah. And, the next thing that we would recommend that you do is get some sort of a way to communicate with your cash buyers, because one of the big things that you're going to ask for is their email address. You're going to ask for their phone number. Now, there's a couple things that we would recommend. You could text that small amount of the people that you're going to get. So from 350 people, you should easily get probably 20 to 30 cash buyers that are legit. They are buying properties. They want to buy more properties. 20 to 30 should be a relatively easy number for you. So one of the things that we would recommend, you could either go with the paid avenue or you could go with the free avenue, where it's in MailChimp. Now, there is a time here to where you're going to have to pay for MailChimp. Like if you want to have automated broadcast set up, if you want to be able to automate the sequence in there, that's
all that stuff comes later on. Right now we're talking about, getting the business started. So you can start with that free tier on MailChimp if you like. If you want to get involved and that MailChimp ties in with a whole bunch of different CRMs and stuff. And again, all this stuff is later on. We're talking about how we can get started with under $5,000. So free MailChimp. What is that number? Didn't change. It got
this number, Mike. You're a happy camper right now. You're not having to do many edits.
Don't change it.
So we're at 142.50 still. So
and we've got our cash
close to $5,000.
We've got our cash buyer system set up. We've got our list. We've got it skip traced. We've got our MailChimp set up. So now we can communicate with these cash buyers effectively as soon as we get a property. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that we have our cash buyers list has been nurtured. It's ready to go. These folks are like, bring me properties. And you're like, well, where do I go and get these properties? Now, one of the best things that I would recommend that you do, especially just starting off, is go and do door knocking. Go do door knocking. So that's going to cost you some money in gas. And I would recommend from this standpoint, get something like a deal machine. That's going to help you out quite a bit. You could just take your phone and snap some stuff. We're going to have a little link right here that pops up. You could go over there and we've got some free credits that you can use, and you could go over there and you can use that service. Now, if you want to use Deal Machine, so Deal Machine right now is like, I believe $49 per month. So that's right off the gate, $49. And then there's going to be some additional money after you use I believe it's 10 credits that we're going to get you automatically for free. So let's just roughly put it up to $100. So $100 from Deal Machine, which is now going to be at $242.50. So right here, the number is changing. But here's the key thing here, Mike. When you see somebody's property that's vacant, don't just take the picture and think, oh, okay, this is good to go. You need to do two steps here. Once you use Deal Machine, or maybe if you want to write it down, great. But here's the deal. If you see somebody's house that's vacant, what I would recommend, get out, talk to the neighbor, or get out and put like a Post-it note up against the neighbor's house and just say, I have a question about your neighbor. And put your phone number, and they'll call you right back. And you could potentially get the contact information right then and there. So Mike, one of the things that we did not account for is gas. So let's just say another
$50 in gas,
another $50 in gas. So now we go from 242.
Yeah, you're not driving, hundreds and hundreds of miles.
Right. You're not driving too much. So now we're at $292.50. $292.50 is where we're at. So very far away from $5,000.
Still pretty far. Now, of course, there's a lot of things at this point that we could have invested into. We could have done the upgraded MailChimp. There's upgraded services for sending out mailings and things like that we could have opted into. We didn't talk about that right now. Getting a phone number, we didn't really talk about that because most people know about Google Voice. And if you don't, Google Voice. It's free. Same thing with emails. You can set up Gmails, pretty sweet. And I guess you could set up a business email. We could talk about setting that up with G Suite.
Yeah. And, one of the things before we hop into there, one of the things that I would recommend, because the G Suite stuff's definitely going to be recommended and encouraged. It's going to give you that professional look, as you should have as a business owner. Some of the things that you could do additionally with Deal Machine is get your leads fully skip traced. And you're also going to be able to send out a really cool postcard that's going to be unique just for that property owner. So that's something that I would do too. So which properties should you really be focusing on when when you're actually doing this route with Deal Machine. So properties that obviously look dilapidated, properties that have high grass, properties that have, the tags from the county on the door. The other thing too is like if you go out on trash day, one of the big things is if you go out on trash day and you see all of the other people that have their trash bins out, but this house doesn't have their trash bins out, that could be a key indication that that property is vacant. So if it's property that makes sense for you and you want to take a picture of it because they didn't have their trash cans out, that's a good sign. I would do that as well. So the skip traces normally with Deal Machine, they're a little bit more.
They're a little more.
They do get you very accurate information. So if you want to use them, you absolutely can. Let's just say you do. Let's say you want to use them for 100 skip traces. It's going to be, I believe, $100. So right now we're at $392.50 to get those leads.
Yeah, so still a far cry away from that $5,000. We're still under $500 actually. So we're 10% into what we initially had talked about.
So now we're barely scratching the surface. We're not even close to $500 yet. Yes, we probably will get there. We're going over all the things that you should be starting off with your business and having everything look professional. Now, before you go ahead and start doing the Deal Machine stuff, the G Suite stuff is going to be really important, especially if you want to get started with having that professional look. Maybe you want to go ahead and get a website built as well. One of the things that I would recommend that you do is go ahead and get a GoDaddy domain, pay for it for a year. That's going to be roughly $12. So I'm going to start adding that on with my calculator here. So we've got $392.50 plus, let's just say $12. So we're at $404.50 right now. And then let's just say you want to get an email.
Well, then what is G Suite?
So G Suite's roughly about probably $29 a month for one user.
And why is G Suite so important to having within a business? And G Suite, for all of you that don't know, it's Google Suite basically. It's basically what it stands for. And it gets you access to all the Google's fancy tools. It gets you support from Google, but also what we really like about it is it allows you to present yourself as a professional rather than having a Gmail address. You can run everything through Gmail, which is this completely free platform, very convenient. Most of us are familiar with it, so you don't have to learn it. So you can run everything through this platform, but Google will give you the email address that you can tie in with this domain that Jason just told you should purchase through GoDaddy. We say GoDaddy because they got awesome support as well.
They do, and I would recommend if you do go and use G Suite, that's about $29 per month. So right now, Mike, we're at $433.50. We're not even close to the $5,000 for starting up a real estate wholesaling business.
But now you're operating as a professional real estate investor. You have tools in place, you have systems in place, you have your cash buyers list, a legitimate, good skip trace, solid cash buyers list that you can use to find people that are going to put real money in properties. You have properties using a tool. You have leads coming in that are solid properties. We've told you who to go after and how to reach out to them in a manner they're going to respond. And then we've put together how you're going to present yourself as a professional. How you're going to stand out from everyone else that's using a regular Gmail address on their marketing and stuff. Hey, reach out to Kenneth at gmail.com or Kenneth at kennethbuyshouses@gmail.com, like that. Yeah, that's fine. It looks great if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, I should say. But if you're trying to put together a business, reach out to Jason at Jason Lucchese or Michael at Michael Lucchese at jasonluchese.com. Or, we even have Michael at noflippingexcuses.com. Like, set up a real email address so people know it's professional. So everything's set up professionally up to this point for, what are we at? $433?
$433.50 is where we're at. So yeah, now you have the G Suite completely set up. Everything's good to go. The thing that, if you don't have an LLC already set up, I would recommend don't set it up by yourself. You can if you want, but you don't want to miss things. So with our attorney setting everything up, soup to nuts, it's all pretty much done for you. It's going to cost roughly $800. Is in Indiana. We are roughly a little bit more inexpensive compared to other states, but Mike actually just formed another entity for another business for him. So Mike, you just paid $800 for that, right?
Yeah, it was like, I think a little over $800 or under. I can't remember, but it was right around 800. And the reason I did that is, like you said, I had him set up everything. I just signed the paperwork. He gave it to me. I read it. It all looked good. And then I signed it knowing that I was good because my attorney put it together.
Absolutely. So now we're at $1,233.50. So we're starting to add some things up here now. Now, if you want to go a little bit more out, I would highly recommend that you get a website built.
Well, what I would say about the entity thing as well is if you want to go back, and Jason, you could probably put a link to this. One of our previous videos, Jason Palliser talked about, if you want to do a deal without, or I need a business entity to set up? Yeah, we always recommend you should always have one. Even Jason said, what if I get sued? Well, yeah, what if, but he mentioned deal partnering. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Just click the link below and after this video and check out what you can and can't do about business entities.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would highly encourage that you get the LLC. We've got our attorney that's always coming to our events talking about LLC, how it's one of the best for you. So that's what I would recommend. So yeah, we're at the $1,233.50 mark. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, I would highly encourage that you start having like a professional website. So do you need to go out and hire somebody that's going to be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for that? Absolutely not. I would recommend that you use a site called ClickFunnels, and we're going to have a link for you that's going to pop up right here. And you can use that link to go on over, check out ClickFunnels, and you could set up a very easy template for your website. So what I would recommend, this is just me, I'm sure Mike would probably agree, but I would just set up what's called a landing page for right now. Set up a landing page which is going to have a headline, it's going to have a video, and if you're not good on video, you could pay somebody on Fiverr. So the Fiverr video, if you wanted to get a Fiverr video done, is going to be roughly $100. So now we're at $1,333.50 to get a really custom Fiverr video made that's extremely professional, really great video. And then essentially what the landing page is to grab information from visitors to your site. And then what happens from there is they just go over to a thank you page. Now the thank you page from there could be just, hey, one of our teammates from your company will be giving you a call back momentarily. Well, yeah. So very simple.
It is very simple. And for those of you that aren't familiar with landing pages and ClickFunnels and all this stuff, why it works so great and why we recommend it as being professionals, because you can put together the website page. I mean, it's a landing page, but to everyone else, it's going to be a website. Really quickly. It's drag and drop, really simple. And they even have templates that start you off, so you don't have to do too much of the work.
They do. They have real estate ones. So you could go in there, you could use those really quick. And I'm not really techie, but if I'm able to figure it out, you could figure it out.
Everything is simply laid out, and the plug and play where you get alerts either to your phone, like we get them to our email, and it drops the information automatically into our CRM and follow-up sequence. And this is why we're saying, like, we're starting off on the very, very preliminary levels of setting up a professional business.
Yeah, absolutely. So another big one, it's not a requirement, it's not a necessity, but a lot of people feel more comfortable with people that have this accreditation, and that's called the Better Business Bureau. You could go through Better Business Bureau. I believe to be a member of the Better Business Bureau is $1,500, and I believe that's on a biannual basis. So if you want to get that, you can. Do I recommend it? It's not 100% recommended, but from having a real estate business since 2008, it can help, especially when somebody's wanting to check you out. Everybody's always wanting to check out who they're doing business with nowadays. So if you want to do that, great. If not a big deal, but we're going to add it in just so that you know what it is. Mike, what do you think about that?
Yeah, every once in a while it comes up in conversation. It's not like an all the time thing, but every once in a while, yeah, I checked you out on Better Business Bureau, comes up.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to do it, great. If not, you could subtract this amount, which is going to be $3,030.50 that we're now up to. But that's a biannual thing. You could check it out if you want to do it. Great. We don't get any feedback or money from that. It's just, if you want to do that, it's a professional accreditation. Everybody checks out Better Business Bureau. Now, a couple small things. Well, we forgot to talk about what it would be. The website is also in there as well. We added $97 per month for that because that's what it is for ClickFunnels if you would like to get a ClickFunnels account. So the $97 is included into what you're seeing right now with the $3,030.50 mark. So Mike, what are some other, so DocuSign is going to be one. Sly Broadcast is going to be another one. So let's talk about DocuSign, especially if you're wanting to do this from a virtual wholesaling standpoint. It's going to be $19 a month. So DocuSign is relatively pretty inexpensive. So if we add that up, we're at $3,049.50.
Yeah, and you're going to want something like DocuSign, some sort of digital, document signing platform. We recommend DocuSign because that's what we use and it's simple, but because you're going to want to make it simple to people you work with. Hey, send them an email, they click, they sign, you get it back. You lose deals because you don't get contracts signed. You don't want to miss that. And then Sly Broadcast, that's kind of a pay as you go. You can add $40 in there for Sly Broadcast. This might be what you paid. I think it's like $40 or $60 to charge your account for 500 credits.
Yeah, and right now that would bring us to $3,089.50. If it's going to be a little bit more, especially with if you want to do the Better Business Bureau accreditation.
Well, and if you want to get 100 free credits, well, I'll drop a link. It's you sign up. It gets you 100 free credits, and then you can test it out. It's Sly Broadcast. It's simple. I mean, that's why there's lots of different RVMs, I think, out there, and some platforms come with them built in and all this fancy stuff, but it's just as simple as you put the number in you want the call to come from, you record or upload the message, you click send, and then you're done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Is all this stuff recommended, encouraged? Do you need all of it? There's some things over here that you could skimp out on here and there, but for the most part, especially like the buyer stuff, finding the homeowners, that stuff that's going to be really important to you. And it's going to keep you, if you're on a really tight budget, it's going to help you out quite a bit. The marketing is already done for you as far as like from a deal machine standpoint, and going and getting like Post-it notes is going to be like an extra $5. So if we want to add that on, we're at $3,094.50 to get the Post-it notes.
There are methods to getting marketing all the way down to direct mail. And if you want to know more about that, we do our 2-day blueprint, myblueprintcall.com. I'll put the link below. You can reach out and ask about it. We talk about 30 different ways that we get off-market properties and how we win the response game every single time, and then how we can do things like, free direct mail, how to get marketing all the way down to free direct mail and reach, or like the Post-it note example, reaching people in a way that no one else can.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've kept this budget really, really small as of right now. If you want to do more things, we could add on some additional things right now. We should just call this video how to get started for less than $3,500. But I'm gonna talk about, how you could add some additional things on there so that you can get some more seller leads. So one of the things is that a lot of people don't really utilize a lot nowadays is bandit signs. So you could go get yourself some bandit signs, and let's just say that's another $250. So we're at $3,344.50. You go put some bandit signs out, the whole We Buy Houses type deal, put them in the spots that you're wanting to buy in. And I would recommend that you go get what's called Sign Stapler. And I think that's about $100. And that's going to help you put up the bandit signs on the wood poles. So now we're at $3,444.50. Mike, was there anything else that you would add on to this?
Just because I'm a technical kind of person, I would get a CRM that I really like. There's free ones out there, but we're talking about setting this up seriously. I would find one that I like and I would pay for it, because trying to make my business work around a free CRM is going to be more clunky than finding a CRM that makes my life easier, because that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would add $64 a month average for a CRM.
So $64, and we're just going off of the first month with a lot of these things.
That's just the first month.
Yeah. So you could, if you continue this, it's obviously going to be a little bit more. So if we wanted to do like a 90-day average on a lot of these things, you're still going to be under $4,000. So with this one though, our final which is more. Yeah, this is more than likely going to be a final.
You'd get a deal going. So by the time those charges started accruing, hey, that's business expense at that point.
Yeah. So right now we're at $3,508.50 to start a business. So if you look at, if you want to start like franchises or anything like that, they're going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started.
You used a keyword too. He used a keyword. He didn't say 3,500 to do a deal. He said to start a business, right? Not do a deal, absolutely. Start a business.
No, for sure. And if you want like maybe a little extra help, maybe you want to get this going, feel free to schedule a call with us. Go to myblueprintcall.com. Go to the website. There's some information we just want to collect from you so that we know more about you, your business, what you're wanting to do, so that we can give you helpful advice on the call. Most people, they walk away from that, they have 2-3 nuggets of just amazing information. And also too, since this is kind of like a getting started video, if you would like access to our purchase and sales agreement and our assignment of contract, which would normally, an attorney would, charge you quite a bit for that, we can give that to you absolutely for free. If we get 50 likes on this video and 50 comments from you guys watching right now, we'll go ahead and share that with you absolutely for free. You could get that information. I would have an attorney take a look at it though. Just make sure that it's good in your state. So that's the only recommendation on there that I would recommend. But hey, we're still under $4,000 here. So if you would like to talk more about your business, how we could help you either get started, help you go from where you're at and scale up your business, head out to myblueprintcall.com. You'll either speak to myself, Mike, or Mr. Jason Palliser. Mike, I'm not sure if he's going to pop up here or not, but he might.
He might not this time.
He may or may not pop up here. He's like Batman. He pops out and he's right here. But
like the toasty guy from Mortal Kombat.
Yes, absolutely. So any parting words, Mike?
No. I mean, you guys see, we didn't talk about doing a deal. Doing a deal, you can do all the way down for free. But we're talking about setting up a business. So businesses have business expenses, but it's not as much as people think.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I hope you got a ton of knowledge, hopefully a ton of information from this video. But other than that, I'm Jason Lucchese, and alongside Mr. Michael Bradhauer, thanks for your time. Take care. Have a great day. Bye now.